Today's a big game. In the league, it's not been going great, but in Europe, we've looked really good. The Euro Cup 2 semi-finals against Young Boys, a game against Manchester United in between. 3 must-win matches. Let's see how we get on. Yes, folks, welcome back to our Let's Play here in Football Manager 2022 with Newcastle. Of course, this is season number 2 since we're last here. We've played some football. I know, breaking news, a man has played football in Football Manager. It's been a mixed bag, shall we say. We had some really difficult games coming up, and we've done well in those ones, really. It started off with a 1-1 draw against Arsenal. The most disappointing thing about this is that I think on another day we probably win this match. We had a Karim Adeyemi goal ruled out. Despite that, though, Calvert-Lewin and Adeyemi ran the show for us. A fairly good team performance. Some questions over us defensively, but Arsenal are in third, so I was happy with this. And we followed that result up with a win against Everton. It was the FA Cup semi-final. They're 19th in the league. We should be beating them handsomely. It only finished 1-0. On another day, we win by a lot more. The XG was dominant. We looked like the better team, even if we didn't have as much of the ball. And to be honest, we just never really looked like conceding. So for the third of the 4 games since we were last here, we took on another Merseyside club. This time it was Liverpool, that team who are running away at the top of the table. We smashed them. We beat them 3-0. I've kind of come to the realisation that our primary system works well against the bigger teams, and maybe we need to have a plan B against the slightly lesser opposition. Because in games like this, we just look dominant, we just look rampant. As I said, this finished 3-0, and Adeyemi was putting on a bit of a clinic. Really nice finishing. Calvert-Lewin got the other 2 goals. Calvert-Lewin's very good, isn't he? Yeah, we've got a strike partnership who are scoring goals for fun. We beat Liverpool 3-0. They were top of the league. I was feeling great. We took on Wolves in the next game, and we lost 1-0. Yeah, a goal disallowed for us. To be honest, we didn't play that good. I feel like we deserved to get something from the game, but we didn't. And I feel like I've said that a lot this year. If you had told me that in the 3 league games we'd played that we were going to get 4 points against Arsenal and Liverpool, I would have bitten your hand off. Unfortunately, those results really don't do us that many favours. There is only 4 games left of the season for us. We are in 5th. We are 3 points behind Man City, who of course sacked Guardiola. Vincent Kompany has inspired a comeback, which makes me feel a little bit sick, to be honest. You can see here, they are 3 points ahead of us with a game in hand. There's a real possibility that we're not getting Champions League football next year. We need to win our league game against United midway through today's episode, but before that, the small matter of the Conference League. Now, I will say now, the fixtures have really caught up with our squad, and I do feel like that is one of the reasons we've been quite hit and miss with our form. To go so deep in, of course, the FA Cup, even the League Cup, we got to, I think, the quarterfinals of. The fixture congestion has caught up with us. You can see here, players are tired, players need rests, and as a result, for this first game against Young Boys, I'm slightly rotating things, which might seem a little counterintuitive, but I have to look at that United game as a must-win game against Manchester United in midweek. As a result, I'm hoping that a slightly weakened team is going to be able to do it against Young Boys. Of course, they play over in the Swiss Super League. Their key man is Ensame. He's a good forward. He's not great compared to our players, though. So we're going to get into this game. I'm hoping that our squad is going to be up to the task, even if there is a little bit of rotation. Worth noting, no away goals. And in the other semi-final, it is Trabzonspor versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. So we're either going to be taking on a Turkish or German team if we make it to the final. I back us against either of them. I think from this position here, we should be winning this competition, and we should almost certainly be winning this game on the night at home. Corner for us. Almada on this near side, whips it back post. Calvert-Lewin, free header, back across goal, hits the woodwork, and gets cleared away from danger. That was a really good early set-piece chance for us. And now Mbabu has got injured. He's playing against his former club, was signed from Young Boys for Wolfsburg for 8 million. And in his return, he's just got injured. He has had a few injuries to end the year. Unfortunately, only 7 players on the bench in this competition, not the 9 we get in the Premier League. So Mukiele, who I was giving a rest today because he needs a rest, he's got to come in at right back and play a lot of football. If he gets injured, I have trouble. Been a cagey first 24 minutes, and well, with a throw-in in our half, I was starting to feel a little nervous, but we have won the ball back here. You might have noticed with the squad, there is a little bit of change around. Jamal Lewis at left back, for example. Michaelenko has slotted in at left centre back. That has been a fairly consistent change with the Tomori injury. Elsewhere, you might have spotted it, but Tolisso is in ahead of Zakaria as centre mid. That is purely a fitness-driven decision. Similarly, Gabby up top over Adeyemi is just fitness stuff. We have to manage the squad this year. I still feel like we have the quality to win this game with the players on this pitch here, and we really nearly crafted out a great chance. We may even get another here. As young boys on the back foot, defending well though. They've got men behind the ball. They've blocked our efforts, but we're going to maybe come back at them again here. Calvert-Lewin nods it down to Gabriel Barbosa. What can Gabby do? Mukiele on off the bench, back post. Calvert-Lewin scores it. Goal number 21 of the season for him. And breathe a sigh of relief. We are ahead. I'm not going to say we've got 1 foot in the final yet, because it's 1-0 and we're not even at half-time of the first leg. But we've put a pinky toe. A pinky toe, a pinky finger, pinky. Is it called a pinky toe? We've not put a foot in the door. We just, put a little bit of our toe over the line. Is that how the phrase works? I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. I'm just glad the players aren't distracted by me, to be honest. Mukiele dinks it. Calvert-Lewin hits the woodwork again. This game could have been 3 or 4-0 by now if the goal was like a foot bigger on all angles. Do you reckon we can start a campaign for next year to make the goals bigger? Imagine how many more goals we'd score. I don't want to be over dramatic. I think I want to cry. We've lost our right back. We've now lost our left back. Jamal Lewis is injured. I'm going to bring in Tarkowski and then put him in the centre of the defence with Martinez shifting out wide and then Michaelenko going into the left back position. I mean, that is suboptimal is what I will describe it as. I'm hoping those 2 injuries aren't long term. Otherwise, for some really critical games to end the year, we might have problems. I'm going to tell the players that I'm not happy. Only 1-0 at the break. I feel like we are good for our lead in this game and potentially should be a couple more ahead. Of course, plenty of time left in this game to really go for it. We've used 2 subs already on injury, so I can't really afford to make another change now. I'm hoping that the players on the pitch are going to do the business. Michaelenko gives it away, but Musiala wins it back well for us in the midfield. Musiala, by the way, had lots of issues with injury earlier on this year. He has really stepped up. Also, Zakaria. I talked about giving Zakaria a rest. That's not true. Zakaria was playing right centre-back today. That's why Tolisso's in midfield. And that was to give Mukiele a rest. I've rotated things so much, I've lost track of who's on the pitch and who's not. Corner here. Almada whips it in. Tarkowski. I mean, that's why we've brought him on off the bench. It was a tactical change. Wasn't down to the injury. He finds the back of the net. An unlikely hero, but we'll take it. Nice build-up play, ball whipped in, near post header, leaps like a salmon, stings like a bee. It's the one, the only, James Tarkowski. Yeah, that's right. We're bringing back the rhymes for 2 days in a row. You can't stop me. Could we get another? Gabby, back post, nods it down to Tolisso, who hammers it in. I think this is going to be checked for offside. I desperately hope VAR isn't going to rule this out. It was a really nice goal. And apparently it's been given. It's been given. There was no VAR bit in the middle of the screen. The goal counts. Well, you know what? I'm not going to complain. We're 3-0 up. That was not a bad finish by Tolisso. And we've got another injury. It's a left back. Is this some kind of weird, sick joke? Right, dumb it. You've barely played for me this year. You are pretty useless. You are here because you are homegrown. I've had 3 fullbacks injured in this one match. I swear to God, if Mukiele or Dummett now gets injured, I don't know what, I will just curl up in a fetal position and cry on the floor. And I don't think that will be an overreaction. On the pitch, I mean, it's 3-0, we're doing great. But on the physio's table, in the medical room, it's an absolute calamity. Mukiele plays it forward to Gabby. Options in the middle. Mukiele whips it in. Calvert-Lewin nods it just over the crossbar. I want a fourth. Let's keep it going. We've looked so good in this game. Our XG hasn't actually been that impressive. And if they get one back now, I might get a little bit scared. Zakaria, though, heads it away to Calvert-Lewin, who should play it forward. Dominic, just pass it. Dom, pass. He's gone backwards. He should have played in his strike partner. He doesn't want Gabby Barbosa getting more goals than him. Mukiele whips in. Gabby, oh my word. Did that cross the line? I'm not convinced that crossed the line, but according to the game, it did. So I'm not going to complain. It's a mental finish. It's hit the crossbar, hit the floor, and then the spin has made it hit the post as well. What actually happened here? Mukiele plays it and Gabby volleys it. I mean, apparently it's gone in. I'm just going to take it. It's 4-0 here. And it's not over yet, because there's another chance here. Musiala wins it. We are catching them out on the break here. It feels like they're really going on the attack, trying to get back into the game, and in doing so, leaving themselves exposed for the counter. Garcia plays it forward here. We are at the edge of our 18-yard box doing some defending here. It's a bit of a hefty job, but we're doing the lifting right now. Can we keep it going, though? Hefty whips it back post. It's headed goalwards, goes over. And I imagine that's the last highlight of the game. 4-0. Great team performance. Scored all the chances that came our way. And Mukiele, who came on off the bench, apparently was our best performer. I mean, I'm now just scared to check on the injuries. Yesterday's episode, Tomori got injured. What are these injuries going to say? I think I want to cry. I've not even checked the other two yet. I think I want to cry. And Babu out for 3 months. Jamal Lewis out for 3 to 6 weeks. Michaelenko, if you're out for over a month, we have a very big problem. I think I'm relieved. I mean, it's not really much of a silver lining, is it? Because I have lost some very important players. And you might think, oh, Jamal Lewis isn't that important, Jack. He kind of is, because Tomori's injured and he's been my go-to left back. I mean, as it stands, the fullbacks who started that last game are not available for the next match, just as a little reminder. We're playing Manchester United. Okay, folks, we are back. Game number 2. Manchester United away at Old Trafford. How hard can it be? I mean, quite difficult, really. They're up in 3rd. They're doing quite well at the moment. If they win this game in hand, they'll go up to 2nd. As for ourselves, Leeds beat Fulham yesterday. We're now in 6th. Yeah, that whole Champions League thing seems pretty dire at this point. Manchester City are ahead of us, you can see, by 3 points. They've got a game in hand. What I would say is they are on a European Cup run. Maybe that's going to play havoc with their natural fitness levels. Maybe we can catch them somehow. It feels unlikely, doesn't it? Now, we are going to have a little bit of a change in plan today. Originally, I was going to come back and do the second leg against Young Boys. Given the fact we've just beaten them 4-0, we'll do a third game today, but we're going to do the Leicester game instead as we continue to try and chase down the league. We should have a good idea after that game if top 4 is even still possible. If it's not, the next episode will be the FA Cup final and hopefully a Conference League final. A final episode, so to say. Not literally the final episode, but the 2 cup final. It makes for a good pun and title on a video, because when you write the final episode, people click on it. That's how YouTube works. Anyway, that's enough behind the curtain. Let's get into this match. So in terms of squad news, the good news is Michaelenko is fit for today's game. We're using the term fit very loosely. I really shouldn't play him in this game, should I? Right, Hickey is going to have to come in. You might have noticed on the other side, Emerson Royal is there. Mukiele has a little warning next to his name. That is the situation with his fitness levels. There is a warning on the tactics screen. That is how unfit he is. I don't have any choices. I mean, Ariam B is playing at left centre-back today. A good player. He's developed quite well, I feel like. Not really the kind of player I want to be playing against Manchester United. But to be frank, I don't really have a choice. The Tomori injury, the Jamal Lewis injury, the Mbabu injury, those players are all missing for the rest of the season. I do feel quite unlucky, to be honest. Now, higher up the pitch, Zakaria and Willock are going to play as the centre-mid duo today. Musiala is going to play at centre-attacking mid. Mentioned his recent development. Let's have a look at it. Soak it in. Drink it in. He's looking very, very good, the young 20-year-old. And up top, Adeyemi comes back into the team today. Rested him a little bit. He's been doing some good developing this year. 2 goals in his last 5. Need a good performance from him and Calvert-Lewin today. I feel like we're not going to get many chances. They just have to try and take everyone that falls to them. I think if we lose this game, we can kind of wave and kiss sweet goodbye to Champions League football for another year. I do feel very unfortunate with the Tomori injury especially. That injury definitely has caused us some problems. I'm hoping, though, that we can show a bit of spirit, show a little bit of what we're all about. Last time we played United, we beat them 5-1. So anything is possible. We beat Liverpool 3-0 since you were last here. I mean, we did also lose to Wolverhampton Wanderers, so I don't know. We're a weird team. As I said, I think next year we've got to look at having a slightly different system for against weaker teams. Usually we've been good against the quote-unquote big teams that we should really be struggling more against. I think part of that is just we defend very well and we frustrate teams. But in general, Just breaking down and scoring against lesser teams has been the biggest problem this year, to be honest. Alongside just maybe a slight lack of just depth in general, which we're kind of feeling the full effects of, I feel like, now at the end of the year. Apparently, Arian B has possibly bruised his ankle. Of all the people to take off right now, I'm not taking off another defender. Oh my word. Marino, the former man, nearly scored. It's been cleared off the line. If Marino scores against me, I will cry. He already did it in the first game against them. Fernandez whips it in. Martinez gets it away from danger. Calvert-Lewin, could there be a counter-attack? Adeyemi, one-on-one. One defender to get around. Goes wide. Gotta have to hold it up now. And does so quite well. Mukiele, Calvert-Lewin, can't head it goalwards, but straight into another highlight, and it's Mikel Merino. I mean, if he's not offside, the defending there is shambolic. And if he's not offside, I'm upset. Because he's our former man. It's been disallowed. Right, breathe a sigh of relief, everyone. I swear if he scores, I mean, he's a yard off, isn't he? It's not even close. But if he does score today, I will cry. I mean, look at him. We used to have this guy. He used to be our player. And he left us for 47 million. It just hurts to look at, doesn't it? I don't want to be overly negative. We're quickly approaching half-time. We've had one shot on target, but we'll happily FM them. Maybe we just have to defend well and have one chance. Calvert-Lewin nearly scores. It falls to Adeyemi. And, you know, maybe we only do need one chance. We are 1-0 up here at Old Trafford, completely against the run of play. We are awful. We don't deserve it. Do I give a Scooby-Doo? Absolutely not. Musiala puts it in. Calvert-Lewin heads it on goal. I think De Gea here parries it. And Adeyemi, on the volley, on his left foot, tucks it away. That's why we rested him against Young Boys, so he could react quickest to that. To be honest, at the break, whilst we've not played particularly well, neither of Manchester United. The XG for both teams is very, very low. I'm going to tell the players I'm happy. I want to encourage them. I am concerned about Mukiele's fitness to the point where I'm going to have to bring in Tarkowski. In fact, no, that's not the change to do here. We are going to move Zakaria to wide centre-back. He played it last game against Young Boys. You can see here, he's a bit of a wide centre-back. And then what we'll do is we'll bring in Tolisso, a ball-winning midfielder. I really can't risk Mukiele. As much as he is our best player, came on off the bench against Young Boys and got 2 assists. He's just too vital. And with him needing a rest, with all the injuries we have, I've got to look to preserve him a little bit, haven't I, really? It'd be silly to play him. If he gets injured now, we are in more trouble than we're already in. Anyway, this highlight to start the second half might amount to something, or it could just be the pointless highlight. What I would say is, I'm enjoying watching us knock around the ball. We're holding on to it, looking confident. And then, as I say that, we give it straight to Paul Pogba. My word, Greenwood through. Heads it on. Hickey's so bad, but Jamal Lewis is injured and I don't really have any other options. It's given away. Rashford has it. Don't let him get it in. MB, nice little block. Still not from danger, though. And then Paul Pogba just does that. Okay, then. It's a little bit sobering, really, isn't it? When you play quite well, you defend and get men behind the ball, and then a world-class player like Paul Pogba just shoots like that first time into the top corner. My players don't do that. Okay, there is a kick-off highlight. Is there an instant response, or is the collapse going to be quicker than I ever could have imagined? MB plays it to Martinez, who's going to bring it out from the back here. Has options all around him. Gives it to Tolisso. Wide now to Emerson Royal, who does that. Maybe that's why Tottenham sold him to me for 10 million. What was that? Now he needs to get back and defend. And defend he does. Right, Emerson. Better attempt this time. Nice ball down the line. Adeyemi. One man to aim for in the middle. But of all the men you could want to aim for in the middle, Calvert-Lewin is probably that man. He's a giant. He should win everything in the air. He might even get another chance here. Whipped back post. Calvert-Lewin scores it. I think he's onside here. I don't want to start celebrating too soon. I'm convinced he's onside. What is the referee going to say? VAR is having a look. And the goal is going to stand. It is going to be allowed. Adeyemi with the assist. Goal number 22 of the season. Left-footed cross by Adeyemi. A searching one. De Gea in absolute no man's land. I don't care. We're back in the lead, and I'm going to encourage the players and try and be positive. Apparently, Calvert-Lewin's giving it everything that he's got. Player fitness levels are a little bit of a concern. We'll bring in Barbosa, I think. In fact, no, we're not. We're bringing in Ransford Yeboah. I've still got a soft spot for Ransford Yeboah. He's only scored 3 goals in the league. He's come on off the bench a lot this year. I think he's still living off that last-minute winner he got in the first episode of this year. That's still what I'm clinging on to, that maybe he'll do it again for us at some point. 13 minutes left here. We've defended quite well. There's not been any highlights really in this second half besides the goals. You'd imagine now with United going on the attack, they are going to commit men forward. Maybe we can look to get in behind just like this. Ransford Yeboah is through, and maybe I should have played Gabby. Maybe I should have played Gabby. Right, we've got the ball away. I mean, Ransford Yeboah, do it this time. I mean, it's not great, is it? It's not great. Also, is this really realistic, this game? Donny van der Beek is playing for Manchester United. I have to log that as a bug on the forums. I joke, but he's very good in Football Manager, and they're still very, very good. Manchester United, with 7 minutes left, I'm not ruling them out of getting an equaliser and potentially even a winner. I'm quite content, though, to see Liverpool holding on to the ball like that and just trying to slow down the play a little bit. Bruno Fernandes dinks it forward to Greenwood. Liverpool, I need a stop. The woodwork comes to the rescue. Zakaria gets it away. Just start to time waste, lads. Kill off this game. I mean, Adeyemi, not going to get their counter-attack. Marino, good tackle. We've had fewer shots, but the XG is in our favour. If we get one now, that's probably game over. Emerson to whip in the corner, back post, goes over everyone, but Ransford's going to keep it alive. Plays it to Willock. Now with MB, the left centre-back hits the post. An unlikely shooter of the ball there. He very nearly got a very unlikely goal. And, well, we've got to win. We've won a game in a live commentary against one of the bigger teams. We beat Chelsea a little while ago. Since then, we've lost to Arsenal. We've drawn against Liverpool. We've lost against Man City. Finally, we have a W in the wins column of a league match in an episode. And it doesn't get much bigger than that. We are now even on points with Man City. They do still have 2 games in hand. It's still very much in their hands, but I'm starting to believe that maybe we can do something special. As I said, we're not going to do the second game against Young Boys. We are going to do the game against Leicester, who have just ensured their own survival from the Premier League. Also, in order to pass financial fair play, people have asked about this. The board sometimes just randomly announce new sponsorship deals for a year where, a lump sum of money that definitely isn't coming from our owner's bank account miraculously appears. So, shout out to the telecommunications company who have very generously given us £20 million. Anyway, the reason we've not thrown to the next match is because I want to go and see the Man City result. Sheffield United in 18th. We need a bit of a favour. Also, Wolves against Chelsea. If Chelsea win, they're still very close behind us as well. So Wolves and Sheffield United win at home. Do it for me. Don't let me down. We'll take it. That is as good as we could have hoped for. Man City slip up. Wolves draw against Chelsea. I'm starting to believe we have a chance, and that's a dangerous thing, isn't it, really? We're not going to do the Euro Cup semi-final because we've just won the first leg 4-0. Leicester, we're taking on you. You're going down, and maybe we can get a result. Okay, look, I told myself after yesterday I wasn't going to get upset during today's recording session. Lisandro Martinez has just got injured for 4 to 11 days. That is another defender unavailable. I'm going to have to break my promise. I'm upset. But let's try and look at the positives. There are some positives. We're into the Euro Cup final. There was a point here where we were 2 goals down at the start of the second half where I'm sat thinking, I might have to come back midway through this game to make sure we get over the line. But the good news is, Ransford Yeboah scored, and despite conceding a very late goal and losing 3-1 on the night, we're through on aggregate. It's fine, 5-3. And in the final of the Euro Cup, we are taking on Borussia Mönchengladbach. So at the very least, this season is ending with 2 cup finals in the FA Cup and Euro Cup 2. Today we play Leicester, and at the exact same time, if I'm not mistaken, Man City are also playing. They are playing. If we look here, Wolves. If we can win today, Man City would still going to have a game in hand. We could go back into the top 4 if we win. This is the kind of game we don't win, though. So unfortunately, Martinez is out, Tomori's out, and Babu's out, Jamal Lewis is out. We have 4 first-team defenders missing. As a result, Arian B is going to play left centre-back, Tarkowski slots in at centre-back, and Emerson Royal comes in at right-back. I am Pretty grateful at this point that we signed Emerson. He's done okay since he came to the club. A 7.06 rating for our backup right back is kind of serviceable. He's played 6 matches as well. So at this point, I think we just have to be glad we actually did sign a defender. The rest of the team is very much full strength. We did rotate the team for that game against Young Boys. Oh, away from home. This is winnable. Let's do this. During this game against Brendan Rodgers' Leicester, we are just going to be staring at the Man City result. Ultimately, they are in pole position. They've got a game in hand. They're actually playing West Ham today. I don't know what fixtures I was reading, but no, they're playing West Ham, not Wolves. In game, it gives us the correct fixture. So it's a beta. Let's let Football Manager off its bugs. Like the fact that we've got a goal down. That's a bug, right? Right? I mean, I'll level with you. Not the start to the game I necessarily wanted after 4 minutes. Maddison, Gomez, puts it in the bottom corner. At least we have 86 minutes to come back, I suppose. It's better to go down early than to go down at the end of the game. We've actually responded pretty well since going down in this game. Kind of the rest of this first half has been very much one-way traffic, but we have to actually create stuff. We have to actually score stuff, and well, we might just score a goal like that. Joey Willock, that pass was redonkulous. Adeyemi's finish was not too shabby either. On his left foot, cushioned it in on the volley. And, well, that is our first highlight of the game. It's also our first goal of the game. The ball here by Willock is nutty. On his right foot, plays it forward. Adeyemi opens up his instep, plonks it into the bottom corner. And it's 1-1. I want to win this one. Man City are also winning. So we need to win this one now. We're at the break already, and I don't really know how to feel. Statistically, we're all over them. 10 shots on target, 14 shots total. They've only had the one shot that went in as their solitary goal on target. The keepers had nothing to do for us. I'm going to tell the players that I don't like what I saw, though. I need more from you, lads. This is a must-win game. We've just beaten Manchester United at Old Trafford. We need to win this. Please. Okay, let's not try and come across as too desperate just yet. We're on the attack. There's loads of time. Remain calm. MB, Willock. Options to his right. Zakaria is one of them. Emerson, lots of time and space maybe to whip in a ball here at the right back. Or to give it back to his partner in crime. He crosses it in, and oh my word, Adeyemi's header is top draw. There is now a question over offside. I think he's on. I'm going to say now, I think he's onside, and he is onside. The goal has been checked. It's been given. Emerson out wide, whips in the ball. Great cross in, and Adeyemi's effort on goal is as good a header as you're going to see all weekend. We are in the lead in this game. Now we need West Ham to start doing us a favour. They are only losing 1-0. Do it for me, Moisey. Unfortunately, Man City, I've just noticed they're 2 goals up against West Ham, so winning this game becomes even more important. Barnes with it, edge of the box, Vestergaard, James Maddison to Vardy. Oh my word, I thought that header was in. I'd made my peace with the world. My whole life flashed before my eyes. Leicester in this half have changed something. We need to defend better. What do we change? Right, no nonsense. The wide centre-backs are now just going to be regular centre-backs. We are going to time waste at all opportunities, stop looking for the overlap, hit early crosses, and just not commit quite as many men up the field. We're also going to just go to positive here. We have 10 minutes to see out here. Also, they've just gone down a man. Having made all their subs, they've got an injury. This game should be done. If we now concede to 10 men of Leicester, I don't know what I'm going to do. Whoever makes the error, I'm going to climb up a tree outside their window and throw pebbles at their window. And I mean, now that Calvert-Lewin's missed that, if they now go up the other end and score, it's his window that I'm throwing pebbles at. Make no mistake, I'm keeping him up at night. Just to be clear, because sometimes people miss this, that's a joke to Merseyside police. You know, if you end up having to do some kind of investigation, I'm not the one who threw stones at his window, I swear. Look, he assisted a goal, he's brilliant. Please don't rule it out, VAR. Don't do it to me. I think this is good. Again, I don't really know what this is being ruled out for. It's being checked. I was nervous. I need not be nervous. The 10 men of Leicester go a second goal down, and Calvert-Lewin, there will be no pebble throwing. Lovely, lovely finish. We score it, take a bow, and that is going to be game, set, and match. Leicester have lacked something here. They've not been good. We could get another. I mean, goal difference could be a factor. We are like 20 goals behind Man City, but it could be a factor. So keep going on the front foot. Let's get a fourth here. Wilson. I was going to say Wilson. No, it's Willock in the wide areas. Callum Wilson, by the way, still is at the club. Not got rid of him yet. He's just in the background, just kind of ignoring him. Ball whipped in. Adeyemi heads over. That was probably our last chance at goal. But we'll take 3-1. That is perfectly good as far as I'm concerned. So this game is going to wrap up here 3-1 after Leicester went down a man. They never really looked like doing anything in this game. Unfortunately for us, Man City did win 2-0. So despite an Adeyemi hat-trick, we are going to remain behind them. I talked about goal difference being a factor. It's not really a factor. They're 17 goals ahead of us. I think we have the second best defence in the league. We just struggle with the whole scoring thing. Except in Europe and in games where I come back and commentate them. So maybe I just need to commentate every game. Anyway, you can see here, Mukiele's out with a bruised ankle. Thank God that is not a longer-term injury. Adeyemi will give a little bit of praise to as well. And, well, that does set things up kind of nicely. I think next time out, we're going to come back to the end of the league season. We've got Villa, and then we do play Leeds in 6th. Leeds, by the way, only 3 points behind us. That could be a game that decides who gets Europa League football and who gets Conference League football. If we end up finishing 6th, I am going to be gutted here because we're way better than that. But anyway, that is tomorrow's thing to worry about. We have 2 cup finals coming your way in a couple of days' time. Tomorrow, the end of the league season. I'm ready. I'm excited. I hope you are too. And well, until then, it is me, Jack. Take care. We're going to maybe get Champions League football. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.